Good morning, everyone. We are live today, Friday, with our virtual summit here of the Weiner Wellness Week Fall Fiesta. I have with me Dr. Joseph Honigman, who's been at the Weiner Wellness Center for years. He's been giving presentations there live, seeing patients, and now he's participating in the virtual summit, doing an awesome job. He's always involved in the morning commentary like you see now. He was in the roundtable discussion, which was amazing, and he's been doing presentations or lectures as well. So he's doing it all, and we just thank you for your time and everything, always educating others and being so informative and careful with your words and just sharing everything that you know with us.
Candace, thank you. And you've been doing a fabulous job. I can't imagine how hard this must be, like, keeping everybody on track and juggling all of these different schedules. I'm amazed. So good job. Great job.
Thanks.
And you're giving lectures.
Yes.
My God. So anyway, 2 days ago, Dr. Tracy Straub, a naturopathic doctor, and so much more, along with Jamie Dorley, CEO of Nutritional Frontiers, and also the co-founder, and we had a roundtable discussion about the abuse and misuse of certain drugs and how they can negatively impact the brain. And then we just didn't leave you, well, okay, that's horrible. We also discussed possible alternatives. By the way, I think that discussion was very good. If I must say so myself, right? No, but I certainly—
Lots of good information.
Well, I certainly learned a lot of new information. And I believe that whoever watches it will also learn at least one new thing that will be helpful to themselves and to their family members. Now, I want to make a correction, though, on something that I said during that discussion when I was talking about the two most important cholesterol numbers that you should be aware of. The first number I said was the number of cholesterol particles that were oxidized. That remains true. No matter if you have LDLs or very low LDLs or HDLs, doesn't matter. Once they become oxidized, they're dangerous. They can penetrate into the endothelium, which is the inner lining of the artery, and cause damage. So that's okay. But the second thing I said, Candace, was that the particle size was the second most important thing. And while particle size is important, it's not the second most important thing. Actually, it's the particle number that's very important. So the correction is it's particle number, not particle size, although particle size is still important. So it's the oxidation of the cholesterol and the particle numbers. I also want to thank both Tracy and Jamie for bringing to the forefront the dangers of too little cholesterol. You very rarely hear about that.
Yeah.
And also, the dangers of the reduction of CoQ10 by the overuse of statins, as well as, of course, informing the audience, the people who are tuning in, what the alternatives are. So it's another good reason to go back and watch this roundtable discussion. Some of the recommendations that we agreed upon and were certainly lifestyle and nutritional changes, which always remains the foundation of good health, no matter what your problem is. But we don't want people to forget about that and think that they can supplement everything away.
Mm-hmm.
Although in certain cases, supplements can be absolutely critical to making the difference. So we talked about replenishing CoQ10, especially if you're taking statins, because statins deplete CoQ10. We talked about the use of omega-3 fatty acids and B vitamins because they're so essential for the health of the brain, as well as, of course, many other things. And to reinforce that, I just wanted to quote this guy who's pretty popular and well-known. His name is Dr. David Perlmutter. And Dr. David Perlmutter, well, I'm getting a yes from you, Tracy. That's good. Dr. David Perlmutter is a board-certified neurologist and a fellow of the American College of Nutrition And this is what he states. Cholesterol is vitally important for brain function. While your brain represents about 2 to 3% of your total body weight, 25% of the cholesterol in your body is found in your brain, where it plays very important roles, such as in membrane function. It actually acts as an antioxidant. And I did not realize that. That's new to me, actually, that cholesterol in the brain acts as an antioxidant. And it also, of course, serves as raw material for steroid hormones such as progesterone, testosterone, estrogen. Also, cholesterol is essential for the production of bile, vitamin D3, which I think that some people are not aware of. So I want to remind people, however, who did watch this and hear about the dangers associated with certain drugs, that you are never to stop taking a drug on your own. However, as you improve through better lifestyle, better nutrition, you can ask your doctor to wean yourself off and possibly even get off the drug entirely. Now, during that discussion, I pointed out that there is a 99 times greater chance, 99 times greater chance that someone is going to wind up in a hospital, wind up in the emergency room due to a drug compared to a supplement. And we also spoke about the dangerous side effects of supplements and how they can, in our particular discussion, how they can negatively impact the brain. However, we also want people to know that even the drugs that we discussed, Tracy, can have their time and place depending on the particular condition. And that, of course, I said this in our last discussion, that drugs can even save your life, and certainly they can improve your lifestyle. So we're not against the use of drugs. We're against the abuse, misuse, and overuse of drugs, which unfortunately, in these times, is more the norm than the exception. I personally also want to make it clear that I am not at odds with the medical profession. In fact, I've actually learned much of what I know from medical doctors, functional medical doctors, and integrative and alternative medical doctors. So I don't know if you know this, Candace, but back in 1984 to 1986, I actually worked for and greatly admired a cardiologist by the name of Dr. Santilli, who was actually reversing heart disease at that time, which was incredible. And he was doing it through diet, lifestyle, stress control. It was diet, exercise, and he would actually hold classes in meditation and deep breathing and yoga, which to combine all of those three at the time was pretty unheard of. That was 35 years ago. It was a very, very, very educational experience, and that greatly influenced my personal life and also my career. I also want to make a correction to something that Jamie Dorley said during our discussion. He said back in 1971, when he and I were toddlers. Now, Jamie, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate the compliment. But in 1971, I was 19 years old. I was a sophomore in college. I had already changed to a whole food plant-based diet in 1971. However, it took me about 4 years to figure it out right. So although I had changed, it still wasn't a very good diet. So it took me figure 4 years till I was 1975. Still, that was still over 40 years ago. And that also greatly influenced what I do and my career choices. And for those of you who don't know what I do, and there's some of you out there who don't, are not really aware of it, I am a lifestyle and wellness-oriented chiropractic doctor with over 40 years in the wellness care field and 27 plus years experience as a doctor of chiropractic. I utilize a client-centered approach. So what does that mean? It means that when someone comes in, I'm not looking at just their symptoms. I'm looking at them as a whole individual, and of course their symptoms as well. I have specialized training in functional wellness, also functional nutrition and integrative nutrition. I also have specialized training in stress management, such as meditation techniques, deep breathing techniques, other relaxation techniques. You could go back to my my talk on stress that I did on Monday to get more information about that. But this is it. My goal is always healthy transformation of body, mind, and soul. So whatever we're talking about, I'm always keeping that in the background. You know, what can we do to achieve that optimal wellness, that optimal state of being? And of course, I use safe, natural, and effective methods to accomplish those goals. So that brings me to finally, I'm getting to the end. That brings me to aromatherapy and essential oils. And I'm going to be talking about the basics at 1 p.m. today. And this is why it fits so nicely into what I do. Listen to the National Association for Holistic Aromatherapy's explanation. They state that aromatherapy is the art and science of utilizing naturally extracted aromatic essences from plants to balance, harmonize, and promote the health of body, mind, and spirit, and provide a feeling of well-beingness. And it uses pure essential oils for that purpose. I love that. Balance, harmonize, and promote the health of the body, mind, and spirit, and provide a feeling of well-beingness. And it utilizes pure essential oils for that purpose. So if you find essential oils and aromatherapy interesting, zoom in to my presentation, Essential Oils and Aromatherapies, the basics later today at 1 p.m. But it is the basics. I am by no means an expert. I consider myself to be a well-educated novice with a strong background in the natural healing arts. So experts, you may learn something, you may not. Possibly when I get to the section on essential oils and antimicrobials, because I've been learning, studying, and using antimicrobials in its many forms for many years. So I hope to see you there.
I think you kind of wrapped that all up very nicely there. Talking about what you guys had discussed before is really important. Sometimes when we're on these things, we say things that we're not actually thinking, it just comes out differently. So clearing that up just shows how much you care about the information that you share with everyone. So that's awesome that you went back and listened and made those corrections, and we're glad to hear all that information. And what I really liked most about those presentations and the roundtable that you did was that, like you said, you shared all of this, bad news about everything, but you also presented a lot of solutions. And you held up that really big book of the PDR, the physician's desk reference of medications and all of their side effects and everything. It's a very useful tool that most practitioners, whether you're a medical doctor or anything, because a lot of your clients are on medications and you just want to know more about it. You're not taking them off medications, certainly by any means. You're just knowing what's going on with them because of what they're taking. So That's a great reference, and looking at nutrients that are depleted from those medications and offering natural solutions to help support that. So I thought that was really a good topic that you guys tied in with, the dangers of medication, but also natural healthy solutions to go along with that. And not necessarily just, call it an alternative, but something different to add into that. And, you get into the essential oils and you say you're no expert, but I think we can all learn a lot from you. I say I'm no expert, but, I can always teach someone a thing or two because of my personal experience. And I think that's what makes you such a great practitioner, Dr. Honigman, because you practice this. It took you years, just a few years, which I have to give you props because it's, not 10 or 20 years. It was about 5 years or 4 years to perfect your vegetarian diet. And you're an expert in that because you've been practicing that. It's what you do every day. You work diligently on it, and you're getting into the oils, but you have experience in that. And I think people are really going to learn from you and enjoy it. So we're really looking forward to that today at 1:00.
Candace, I always learn something from you. So thank you. And, I appreciate everything that you say and what you do. And so, yeah, someone is going to learn. Most people will learn at least one thing. So it will be worth their time to
Yeah.
tune in at 1 to 1:45. And if you're a beginner, I think you'll have fun. You'll definitely have fun along with me. It'll be a fun and informative experience for you.
Yeah, and I mean we're surrounded by other amazing speakers too. This is a great day. It's all Nutritional Frontiers and Weiner Wellness Center staff speaking. So we are taking over this day. Right after this at 9 a.m. we have Joe Messino speaking. He's got breaking news. Of course, it's always breaking news with Joe. The two-step process to optimal health. So he makes it sound so simple, doesn't he?
Oh, yes.
He's
Yes,
gonna share
yes,
some
yes,
good
yes,
info
yes.
there.
It's always
Jamie,
compelling. His titles are always compelling. Well,
always,
what does it mean, two-step process of optimal health? Yes.
yeah. So following that, I think this is gonna tie in really great at 10 a.m. Jamie is going to discuss the Great Pyramid of Health, and that covers a lot of the foundations. He'll go through pieces of the holistic truth. I was just looking at his PowerPoints, and I gotta give him credit. I don't know if it was something that I mentioned before or something that he figured out on his own, but his PowerPoints are really looking good. He's not asking me for help as much, and I'm impressed. I know the little tool that he used to spice them up, but I got to give him props. They're looking really good. So everyone's going to enjoy that at 10. And then we have Jeff Nisnik on at 11, talking trace minerals and rare earth minerals and why your body needs them, which this is Jeff's area of expertise. He always talks about the 91 essential nutrients, which of course, a lot of those are minerals. So he's going to talk a lot about that and get really in depth for us. And then the roundtable discussion. We have Tracy Strout, Mike Gallagher, and Jeff Nisnik. So this is a new group. We haven't seen them all together yet, but I'm not sure what their title is for us, but it's going to be a great presentation. And then Dr. H, you get to wrap it all up at 1 with the essential oils.
It's a great lineup. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it in my spare time. Next week, I will have lots of time to go back and pick and choose all the different videos that I haven't been able to watch yet. And that's always a great time and a great experience. And I always learn wonderful new things. So again, for the people who are not able to, watch all of the different videos now, they can watch them at their leisure by logging on to Weiner Wellness Facebook page and either see the ones that are happening today or the past few days, but you can also link into our video section. And in our video section, you can go back months and look into the into videos that you'd like to learn a little bit more about, into subjects that you would like to learn a little bit more about. So this is really a great forum. Before we used to do live shows, and they were great because you had an audience right in front of you, but you're only reaching like 30, 40 people. Now we're reaching hundreds, even thousands of people. So it's new, but it's good.
Yeah, and that's a great reminder for people to go back. I'm really looking forward to a couple presentations. I still have to catch your presentation on stress from last Saturday morning. I need to catch up on one from Jeff, the obesogens. I'm really looking forward to that. I missed the big presentation from Charlene Bollinger yesterday. I got to jump on Zoom with her. That was the first time all week we had a technical difficulty. We must have had a lot of people trying to get on and stream this, and it wouldn't work, but Tracy was trying everything, and she called me, and I couldn't save it, but I don't know why Tracy hadn't that much faith in me. She's always my savior when it comes to this, but Tracy did awesome. She was able to record it and got it posted up. I think just like an hour past the time, so people were still able to catch it. And I'm really looking forward to that because I know I talked to Tracy after, and she said that Charlene was just amazing, was really well spoken, and really talked about her program and their mission and everything. Yes, Tracy, I did try to help. Just wouldn't work for us. So just so everyone knows, we're trying our best back here, but it's really tricky behind the scenes. So those are some of the top ones that I'm looking forward to seeing. And then we have a great lineup tomorrow. Tracy's got this all on her own tomorrow. Sheila Day, I know I follow her and she always has great information. Cindy Chronister, we've had her speak before. I think I know her from somewhere. So I'm bummed that I'm missing some of these presentations, but that's the beauty of it. Like you said, Dr. Honigman. So we get to scroll back in our free time, catch up on all of these and learn from it. And we're able to, implement some of these. You always hear Joe Messino say, I didn't come up with this. I'm borrowing it from someone, or he'll let you know if you're talking to him and you say something good that he's going to borrow that. So that's something we all do. We share information, we learn from each other. And I think that's what makes this group so great. And, when you have a day like this on the Weiner Wellness Center virtual summit with the Weiner Wellness Center team and the Nutritional Frontiers team, you'll have a really great day of presentation. So Dr. Honigman, thanks so much for your time this morning, for jumping on here, the morning commentary, and all the efforts you put in all week long. Like I mentioned, you do the morning commentary, you do the roundtable discussions, and you're on your own for the lectures, the presentations. So we just appreciate you learning this new technology for the virtual summit, and hopefully we'll be back live someday here soon.
Thanks, Candace. But a reminder to everyone, I was going to remind them about our sale, but that's okay.
Go for it. Let them know how they can order, how they can get products shipped to them or picked up.
Are we still on?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Okay, so
I didn't cut you off yet.
Thanks. Yes, no, in the midst of all of this, we're having a fabulous sale. Our products are 30% off. All the Nutritional Frontiers products are 30% off. So, call our office at 412-922-9355. So, yes, and many of the products that you're going to be hearing during all of the discussions will be on sale for 30% off. So, yeah.
That's great. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, for reminding everyone, and stay tuned because we have Joe Messino coming up next. Thanks, Dr. H. We'll see you.
Thank you, Candace. Have a great day.
You too.